Hello, we are live. Happy Tuesday. Okay, I've just sent my husband and the two dogs away, so there won't be any skitter of doggy feet. We are kicking off in about 4 minutes. Okay, so if you are already watching like Lisa is, please jump on, give me a wave, let me know that you can hear me okay. And if you can't hear me, give me a thumbs down. Some of the things that we are going to discuss today include the new recipe books that I uploaded into the program. Thank you, Lisa. We're going to talk about groceries and my every single week grocery list. We're going to talk about motivation and how to keep your motivation high. Today is day 2 of week 4. So we're coming to the end of phase 1. On Thursday, you're going to be able to download the phase 2 workout plan. And if you need to, you're going to be able to redo your macros and your calories. So we're going to talk about how to absolutely smack the tail end of this 8-week challenge with your next 4-week program. We are talking about weighing food in MyFitnessPal. I think everyone's pretty cool on the training side of things, but there's been lots of questions about food, about how to hit your protein target consistently, about what to do with your balance of your calories and your fats. So we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about what to do if you're starting to feel a bit sore. I know one lady in particular has got some sore knees, and I've said to her, cut the walking lunges. So I'm going to talk to you about what to do if you're a little bit sore, how to tackle phase 2, and then any questions that you've got. So if there's something in particular that you wanted to jump online tonight and say, hey, Court, how the heck do I do blah, blah, you can pop it in the chat. As we go along, it's literally just me here today. There's no Amy in the background. It's just me. So I'm talking to you and I'm checking the chat. So if my eyes are rolling backwards and forwards, that's what's going on there. I will be online to answer any questions you've got for as long as you've got questions. I'm very aware that Married at First Sight is on tonight, so I'll keep it short because we want to see what hideous too tight shirt Jack's wearing tonight. Yes, I'm an addict to trash TV. And then we'll have a replay link of this. So for anyone who's missed it, we can, I'll have the replay link for you so you can jump on, and then I'll also be able to share the link back in the program so you can refer back to it. Lisa is on right now, and while people are jumping on, I just want to share a little tip that I shared with Lisa in the last couple of days about nailing her nutrition. So Lisa is crazy busy, like work stuff, kids stuff, house stuff, builder stuff, travel stuff, illness stuff. She has had it all going on, and she's not always at home to meal prep, and she has one of the most beautiful marriages I've ever come across with a beautiful husband, and they like to eat out. So how does she manage all of her food? So here's a little tip that I suggested to Lisa so that it doesn't become overwhelming. First up, just focus on one meal of your day. So say that's dinner. Focus on nailing your protein intake for that, making sure that it's not overly high in calories, that you've got a good fiber content in there, and that it's something that you can do consistently for the week. So when you're meal prepping, rather than thinking, oh my God, I've got to meal prep all of my breakfast and all of my lunches, my dinners, my snacks, everything, and then my family don't eat the same food as me, so then I've got to go and feed them as well. That becomes a whole situation. You could spend your whole Sunday in the kitchen, right? And no one wants to be doing that. So focus on one meal for this week, for example, and just make sure that you can nail dinner. Lisa works in Brisbane, so she might be buying her lunch at a cafe, and breakfast might actually be in the car on the commute to Brisbane if she doesn't have time to smash something down before she leaves, or she might have to buy something when she's up there. So give yourself the grace to do that. Then when she's got dinner sorted, then she might go, okay, now the next easiest meal for me to do is breakfast. So then I'm going to prep dinner and breakfast, and then lunch, might fall where it falls, right? I'm still going to make healthy choices. I'm not eating a pie and a coffee milk. I'm still trying to have something healthy, but I've nailed breakfast and I've nailed dinner. Okay. Then the next week, then you might add in lunch. Then you can talk about your snacks if you want to make your own snacks, if you're not buying your snacks or whatever. You know that I make everything from scratch. I don't eat packaged food apart from that Wicked Sister protein pudding that you can get from every supermarket, and I tell everybody about it because I don't want them to ever stop making it. But it's very, very possible to hit your calories, hit your macros, eating entirely shop-bought food. And I'm talking about go and grab a bag of kale slaw from Woolies, get a barbecue chook. Maybe you have a protein shake. Maybe you are having those YoPro Chobani Fit yogurts. Maybe you are buying chicken skewers for dinner and doing those microwavable steamed veggies. Like, you could do the whole thing without cooking, without knowing how to cook, without having any time. I promise you, you can do that. It just requires doing things a little bit differently to how you maybe previously did them. And that's okay. We can learn new things. We are not stuck in our ways. We can do the thing to get the result that we want. So that might help you. Okay, I'm super punctual, so I'm just going to push ahead and whoever's logging on can catch up. The recipe books. So I think it was Helen asked me, because Helen is a very, very long-standing dear friend of mine who's also doing the program. And Helen knows that before I had the Menopause Project, I had a brand called Athletist, and I was doing heaps of ebooks and stuff. So I think it was Helen asked on the weekend for more of my recipes. So what I've done is gone and taken 3 of my previous recipe books, and I've popped them in the program today as a step. So if you jump into your program, I'm going to show you on the app. And if you haven't got the app yet, I really encourage you to do it. That you will have received an email from me telling you how to get the app. It is so flippin' easy. Let me show you this first. Okay, all the that's not going to work. All the app screens comes up as the Menopause Project. That way. Then you go in. Oh, glare, soz. You can see the program and you can see the group chat. If you go into the online program and then you go into your steps for today, let's see if that will show you. Steps for today, bonus, more free recipe books. Open sesame, bit of palaver from me. There's your downloads, okay? There's 3 recipe books there for you. I think all of them have actually got calories and macros calculated for you. Just remember, when you're cooking something, if, say, I was using soy sauce in something, if you've used a different brand to me, the macros might be slightly different. So you still need to track your food, but the recipes will give you a great indication of, oh, okay, this recipe has 25 grams of protein in it or 30 grams of protein or whatever, and it's sort of kind of round about this amount of calories, so I can then tweak it using the ingredients and the brands and the whatever that you like. So there's 3 in there. One is an Eat for Energy book. It's a good one. You can see what I look like with real hair, not a mop. It's before I had cancer. I've got long brown hair in there. The reason that that's a good one is because I include a page after every recipe explaining why I've included the specific ingredients that go into that recipe, particularly for women over 40, to help us have energy, minimize bloating, blah, blah, blah. That's a great one. Then there's also breakfasts to get up and go, and there's like smoothies, there's frittata, there's all kinds of options in there. You could have any of those meals for breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, doesn't matter. I've just called it a breakfast recipe book. And then there's a snack one in there as well, including make your own chocolate-coated protein bars. There's a whole heap of recipes in there. You can just jump in, have a little play. Hello, Shanae. So I extended the invitation to our previous Inferno challenges from October, as well as the current guys. So we could have a little mix of old and new. Shanae is one of my October challenges and one of the most beautiful people. Shanae, those recipe books that I just spoke about, you won't be able to access because you've got the previous version of Inferno. But if you want them, just shoot me an email and I can send them to you. Super duper easy. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to suggest is everybody, old and new, has access to the Inferno group. If you've got a recipe that you love, or you have tweaked the macros on something, or you previously used to make, I don't know, let's make it up. You previously used to make honey soy chicken and fried rice, and then you worked out, oh, that's got too many calories. I can't be eating that anymore. But then you did your kitchen mastery and you've made it work and it tastes delicious. Please feel free to add that recipe into the group. Everybody is always looking for recipes that taste amazing, are easy to make. And part of why I created the Inferno group was so that we could share not just our wins, but our challenges, and recipes is a great one. One of the ladies made a protein smoothie bowl for breakfast and emailed it to me. They emailed the ingredients to me. It sounds freaking amazing. So if you've got a great recipe, chuck it in the group. I would love for you to do that. Now, I was going back and forth with Tash on the weekend, Friday maybe, about meal prep. And I was saying maybe it would be helpful if I added in a grocery list. So Tash was saying it'd be great if the recipe books had a grocery list in there. Yes, I can do that. Sure. But maybe it would be helpful if I just give you the basic grocery list of all the kinds of easy shit that I buy every week that you can make meals from in a pinch. Like legit, if you opened your fridge to me right now and said, I've got this 3-day-old chicken breast, I've got a sad little carrot, I've got a tub of minced garlic, and I've got some baby spinach, I can whip you up a meal. Super duper easy. So if that would be helpful, let me know if you would like a base grocery list. My shopping does not change from week to week. I buy the same shit from week to week, but we eat differently every week because I just make different things out of those same basic ingredients. If that would be helpful, let me know. Shanae says she loves the Wicked Sister chocolate pudding. Me too. Their shares must have gone through the roof because I do not stop talking about it. I eat it every day. I was just speaking to Catherine earlier today. She's another of our October challenges, and she now trains with me one-on-one at my strength studio. And she said she's eating them every day too. So, man, they'll be like, oh, my God, why are we making so much profit now? It's because of me. Okay. Keeping your motivation high as we go into phase 2. And Shanae, who was a previous challenger, keeping your motivation high now that you're not actively in the challenge. Something that I want to share with you, and there was a bit in Inferno about willpower. Something I want to share is motivation and willpower are a myth. They wax and wane. No one is always motivated. No one always has willpower. But what sticks are habits, right? So as we approach phase 2, you're going into your next 4 weeks, it's tough. The reps are going to get higher. You might be sick of dieting. Hopefully you're embracing a new way of eating and you're loving it and you're eating more food than you ever did before. But you might be feeling like, oh, God, I just really want to go out for dinner and have some cocktails and blah, blah, blah. And how much longer has this thing got to go? Stacking habits is one of the best ways that you can approach the next 4 weeks and keep it going after this. Because remember, I'm not about an 8-week shred. I'm about giving you some tools that you can practice in these 8 weeks with me holding your hand that you can then apply literally for the rest of your life. One of those habits is to meal prep. And one tactic that I want to share with you is what I call the dinner party tactic. Sorry, I just paused then because Janelle's just jumped on and said, hey, what's the better option, Pink Lady or Granny Smith apples? I don't think there's much difference, to tell you the truth. And they're both delicious. Apples are just carbohydrates, so you're not getting fat, you're not getting protein from them. I'm pretty sure they are very similar in calories. When I jump off this, I will double check it and I will come back to you, Janelle. Yum. Okay, the dinner party tactic. Here's the thing. Willpower and motivation are going to go by the wayside, right? At some point, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to eat that freaking thing. And I really want it. The worst possible thing you can do is ask yourself, what do I feel like eating? Because no one says, I really feel like eating a grilled chicken breast and a plate of broccoli. You will just never do that. But that's probably what you might need to be eating to hit your calorie and macro target, right? This is where the dinner party technique comes in. If you were coming to my house or you're going to your girlfriend's house for dinner, on that day and as you're getting ready, you are not thinking, God, I hope she dishes up XYZ meal, whatever your kryptonite meal is, right? Oh, God, I hope she's making pizza. I hope she's making pasta. I hope blah, blah, blah. You're going to get there. You will eat the food that is dished up to you. You will be grateful for it. You will enjoy it. And you won't think, oh, she's given me this, but oh, crap, I really wish she gave me something else, right? You need to do the same with yourself. So meal prepping your food, having them already in the fridge, ready to go, so that you do not have the opportunity to ask yourself, what do I feel like eating? And you just go, it's dinner, microwave, if you don't have issues with microwaving. I obviously don't. And then dinner's done. That is one of the best possible ways to stay on track, especially when you're feeling the pull of cravings, hunger pangs. Willpower is tough because maybe you've exhausted all of your willpower muscles the rest of the day, right? So try that dinner party technique. Don't ask yourself what you feel like eating. Check in MyFitnessPal, see what you can eat. Make great choices. You're not eating rabbit food, but don't allow yourself to get super hungry or to sit down and think, what do I feel like eating tonight? As soon as you think that, you're gone. It's over. Okay, weighing food in MyFitnessPal. I had a couple of ladies that I was going backwards and forwards with about hitting their calories and their macros and stuff. I asked these particular ladies to send me screenshots of their daily food entries in MyFitnessPal. And what I saw were things like half a chicken breast, 1 medium apple, half a mango, a quarter of an avocado. That's a really easy way to muck up your calories. You need to be weighing food on a scale and tracking it in grams or mils if it's a liquid, okay? Because 1 medium apple could be what? 80 grams, 140 grams. That could be a significant difference in calories if Janelle's eating her Granny Smith or a Pink Lady every single day, and she's saying it's medium and she's tracking it wrong, and then she does the same thing with a banana or the same thing with avocado, which is quite calorie dense because remember, fat has 9 calories per gram. That could throw your calories out. So in one particular example, it said a quarter of an avocado was, I think, like 30 something calories. No, the measurement was all wrong. You need to actually be weighing your food. So any subjective measure like a half, a quarter, a whatever, no. And I noticed on another food diary, someone had put, they had meat, a measurement of meat, and they had a cup. So again, we need grams, but sort of, kind of, a cup, whatever. But the cut of meat was brisket. I don't know about you, but I would never eat brisket with no oil, no seasoning, no anything. Like I cook a mean freaking slow cooked barbecue brisket. It's got brown sugar in it, paprika, barbecue sauce, apple cider vinegar, all of those things. They were not added in the food diary entry for this particular one that I saw. It just had the measurement of meat. If you legit only ate, I don't even know how you would cook it, steamed brisket in water, fine. But if you're adding in spices, seasonings and you're not putting it into MyFitnessPal, you can be shortchanging yourself on your calories, and that might be why you're not getting a result, because you're not actually tracking everything that you're eating. So please weigh your food. If you're not getting a result, weigh your food. If you're getting a result, go nuts. Keep doing whatever you're doing, whatever makes it easy for you. But if you're not getting a result and you can't work out why, you need to weigh your food. Raw as well. Okay, what about hitting protein consistently? And this is something that's coming up a fair bit as well. So say your calories are 1,600 per day, right? If on Sunday you had 1,345, and on Monday you had 1,400, and on Tuesday you had 1,800, and on tomorrow you hit 1,600, how the hell will you ever know how your body responds to 1,600 calories? You just won't. You've got to be consistent with it if you want to lose weight, right? If you're not in here to lose weight and you just want to get strong and learn a bit more about nutrition, go nuts, do whatever you want. You don't even have to track your food. But if you want to lose fat, you need to track and you need to do it consistently, because the name of the game here is hitting your calorie target every single day, 7 days a week, and hitting your macros consistently. So remember, in our hierarchy of fat loss, calories is number one. You have to be in a calorie deficit. Protein intake is number two. We prioritize our protein. So when you're tracking your food in MyFitnessPal, I'm looking at my phone here, you're entering your protein in first to make sure that you can get all of your protein in for the day. That's particularly important for our vegetarian friends, because their protein sources are often high in carbohydrate or fat. So by the time they've put all of their protein in for the day, they might not have much to play with. If you like higher fat protein sources like lamb, pork belly, pork shoulder, whatever, possibly the same for you. By the time you put your protein in, you might not have very much fat left to play with. So you have to put your protein in first. Some easy protein sources that you can get in, especially if the volume of food is proving problematic for you, are things like yogurt, cottage cheese, mince, right? So chicken mince, turkey mince, the lean, like the 95% lean beef mince, made into something like tacos, burritos, meatballs, even like you can stir fry it with a little bit of soy sauce, a bit of oyster sauce. Happy days. Things like that don't require a whole lot of chewing and won't make you feel real stodgy in your tummy. They're easy protein sources. Eggs are always great. What else? Ricotta. You're thinking about things that aren't going to make you feel like, oh God, I've got to sit down and chew this massive mound of chicken and then my salad to get my micronutrients in. There's some easy protein sources for you. You can 100% do Inferno without a single protein shake, protein bar, protein ball, fake protein. 100%. I think I've mentioned this before. I eat almost 200 grams of protein a day. I do not have a protein shake every day. I can eat 200 grams of food within a 1,500 to 1,700 calorie range and hit 200 grams of protein, not from having shakes. Shakes are not great for my tummy. They make me bloat. They hurt. So I don't have them all the time. Hope that helps that. Okie dokie. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about your bodies and how you're holding up under the training. Has anyone got any questions when it comes to the training? Drop them in the chat as well. And while I wait to see if you do, I want to talk to you about what to do if you're feeling a bit of pain. So one of our current challengers, Ginny, hello Ginny, she was having some twinges in her knees. And she has quite an active job. She's a teacher. So we do not want her to have sore legs ever. She's got to run around after kids, and she has kids of her own, and she's busy, and she comes to my Saturday classes, and I want her there. I don't ever want to miss her face. So I said to Ginny, cut the walking lunges entirely out, because she's got this aggravated knee pain that's gone on for longer than a few days. It's now into a couple of weeks, okay? Walking lunges, where you are moving forward, places the knee at a more acute angle, right? Reverse lunges places the knee at more of a right angle. So where you would stand up and then stand up with both feet level, and then you're going to take one step back, lunge, come back, and then the other step back, lunge, come back. Generally speaking, for people who have knee pain, they can handle a reverse lunge. If that's not the case for you, just cut those walking lunges out entirely. You could do more leg extension, where you're kicking your foot forward. You could do some more box squats at a high box, so your knees are not bending too much, or you could just cut it out and go harder on some of the other exercises, okay? Same applies for anything else. If you're finding that maybe on your rack deadlifts, for example, you're getting stronger now, so maybe the bar is actually hurting your hands. You can see my disgusting callous hands, and I use straps, right? Even with straps, I still have calluses. So maybe your hands are getting a bit sore. Maybe your wrists are getting sore from doing the commando plank. Just modify the exercise to your body and what you can do. And if you're stuck on what a good exercise substitution might be, please ask a question in the group. I can answer it there, and then it will help everybody else as well. Janelle says, if I'm time poor, because she got out of bed late, love it. Can you split the session? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do that. You just pop that in whenever works for you. I think I've mentioned before, I do all of my training on consecutive days, back to back to back to back to back to back. It means I'm tight and I'm sore, and I probably am unable to lift at a maximum rate as much as I could if I had gaps in the middle, like a day off in the middle. But that's just how my week works. So that's just how I have to go about my training. If you're busy, if you can't fit in the full session in the morning, if you started training and then next minute the kids are in there annoying the hell out of you, or you get a phone call from work, yeah, split it up. Doesn't matter. Just get your reps in. Doesn't matter how you get them done. We are not Olympic athletes here. We are, what we call these, we are perimenopausal, menopausal athletes. Phase 2 is dropping this week and it starts next week. So phase 1 is called foundations, right? It's foundational strength. The intention when I created Inferno was that phase 1 would kind of get everyone on the same page. So even if you've been doing pump classes, or you've come from a CrossFit background, or you've been doing home-based stuff with your little pink Barbie dumbbells, the first 4 weeks was about getting everybody familiar with the exercises, you understanding how your body responds to the exercise, and you getting a benchmark for what is an appropriate weight for you to lift, what can you handle, and how quickly can you progress in adding weight onto the bar, okay? If you've been doing that for the last 3 weeks, you have freaking won. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Now we're coming into phase 2. It's called acceleration. Now you're about to train the way that I train and the way that I have trained many, many women in a gym environment face-to-face in post-40s. I have never found another training protocol like this that works as well, because what we are about to do is high rep ranges and heavy at the same time. Don't freak out. You can do this. So I actually have a video all about how to attack it that's dropping on Thursday, I think, when the program comes out. So please watch that video. I've got tragic hair in it. It was in a very bad stage. So check out the video purely to laugh at my hair. I talk about how to handle the rep ranges, but to give you a sneak peek, you're going to be doing 30 leg press, followed by 20 leg press, followed by 12. That's a lot of reps. You're going to be doing 30 leg curl. That's hamstring curl. Followed by 20, followed by 12. The rep ranges go up for just about everything, I think, except for your mobility day. And I think the walking lunges stay quite similar, but everything else goes up. Don't freak out. You can do this. But what you're going to do is week 1 of phase 2, so next Monday is when you're going to start, for your set 1, which is your very high rep range, just go quite conservative to make sure you can get all the reps done, okay? So let's talk about leg press. Say on the leg press, in your top set at the moment, you are doing, I don't know, 120 kilo leg press, right? For your first set of phase 2, when you have to do 30 reps, pull that right back. Maybe you're going to do 80 kilos, okay? Then for set 2, you might go back up to 120 because that is your top weight right now. And then for set 3, you're going to chuck some plates on and try and go a little bit heavier. Remember that week 1 of any of the phases, phase 1 or phase 2, you go more conservative, allow your body to feel what the workout is like, see how you recover from it, and then you can modify after that into week 2. You can start banging on the weight if that's what you want to do. I hope that's what you want to do. So yeah, that's how phase 2 goes. You don't have to do everything consecutively either. You don't have to maintain the same tempo. This gets hard, right? 30 leg curl. There is no way because I'm a real slow mover. I'm like a sloth. There's no way I could do 30 bonk, bonk, bonk on the same beat every time in time with the music or the beat that's in my head. No. I get to about 16, the lactic acid starts to pump in my legs. Then I slow down. Maybe I take a little break, get myself sorted. Then I go again. Maybe I take another little break, go again. I physically cannot do 30 reps unbroken. I've got a couple of clients who can. Catherine from Inferno in October can just bang them out. But I can't. If you can't either, that does not matter. If you can, great. But if you can't, don't stress about it. Take all the time you need just to get the reps done. Phase 2 is really exciting. I can't wait for you to jump into it. It's the same exercises in a different format with a different style of training. That's deliberate. It's taken you 4 weeks to get really efficient and effective and familiar with the exercises. So I don't want to then throw that out and make you feel unfamiliar while I'm trying to also get you to add weight and add reps. It's too much. So I'm taking what you're already familiar with, mixing them up in different sequences and different rep ranges. You're going to keep adding weight onto it, and then you will really accelerate your results. Can't wait. Questions? I'm just looking. Jump in if you have any questions about anything, because I'll just keep blabbering on. Couple of shout outs that I wanted to do. Number 1 was for Lisa. If you missed it at the start, Lisa and I have been going backwards and forwards about meals and stuff, and I gave Lisa some tips about how to handle meal prepping when you are super busy. So if you jumped on this late, wait for the replay link and go back and watch that. Lisa is an absolute freaking champion, and this is what I told her in my email back to her. I do not have a single doubt about Lisa when it comes to training, because she is an athlete. It's just the food component that is feeling like a lot at the moment. So we want to break down any stress associated with that. And just remember, it's just eating good food to fuel you. And if you have a day and it all falls apart, don't worry about it, because guess what? You've got another opportunity tomorrow. Stacey has had some family stuff going on, so she's restarting Inferno, as is Kath, as is Courtney, because I hurt my back, right? So there's a few of us who are not going to start phase 2 next Monday, and that does not matter. That's exactly why I made Inferno self-paced and why I made everything downloadable, so that you can keep it and use it at any point in the future. But it also means that if something blows up, like Jen's shoulder blew up, well, she's stuffed with part of her training now, right? She's just going to have the most epic legs you've ever seen in your life, because now she can't do upper body work. So she is going to need the benefit of being able to go back and rewatch those videos in the weeks to come. She's going to need a little bit of grace right now to not be adding huge amounts of weight that's exactly why I've made it that way. So don't stress if you feel like, oh God, I'm still getting started in week 1, or I started, but then I had to stop because I was traveling, or I had a family issue, or whatever the case might, or I was injured, whatever the case might be, and I need to go back to it. That's exactly why I built it this way. Massive, massive shout out to Linda. Linda sent me a message and said that she has worked out where in the gym to go to do her deadlifts, which is phenomenal. If you are someone who has a little bit of gym anxiety, or you feel like people are watching you, or you just feel like a bit of a numpty about how do I set this up? I don't know. What if I don't put the clips on? Are the plates going to fall off? Whatever. There's a whole lot of things we get up in our head about when we go to the gym. If that's you, then you will understand the absolute win that Linda had when she has found somewhere in her gym where she feels super comfy to do her deadlifts. Now, Linda came to one of my classes, and she's coming again in a couple of weeks when her schedule allows. She and her training buddy Gwen are just absolute friggin' bosses of the rack deadlift. Love it. So, Linda, I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. That's exactly the kind of outcome that has got nothing to do with scale weight, waist measurement, dress sizes, but that is a win that you will build on now. And in your gym confidence, body confidence era, I'm pumped. That really made my day. Well done. I also want to give a shout out to Bev. Bev is remote. Now, when I say remote, her nearest gym is 180 kilometers away. Nuts. She does not have the benefit of, oh, guess what? Asha drank all my milk. I'm just going to go to Coles. It's around the corner to get more milk. No, she has to plan, and that lady is busy. Like from sun up to sundown, she's working. She's got a really hectic schedule. I just want to give you a shout out, Bev, let you know I received your email. Thank you very much. I get it, 100% get it. Bev made the comment that it's just hard to get those workouts in because her life is busy and it's also physically demanding. So that's fine. Again, you will have all of the assets from Inferno for a long, long time. And the food component is the thing that makes the biggest change to your body. So if the food stuff works for you, whether that's now or in the future, then that might be the thing that you focus on because your life is taking care of the workouts. And a little shout out to Jen, who I mentioned before with your shoulder. I hope you're feeling better. You're an absolute monster. So it must be killing you that you can't get on the bike. I'm sure you're on the wind trainer or something. Does anyone have any other questions? Let me know. Let me double check here. I think we are pretty good. So there's heaps more to come in phase 2 as far as nutrition goes, mindset stuff. You'll have a new plan, obviously. There are a couple of women in our group who have home gyms. Your home version of that workout is going to your email, okay? The regular program is in the program. If you've got any questions about anything, reach out to me as always. In the group is the best purely because I have quite a few email addresses for my various businesses and I'm in the gym with clients from very, very early in the morning to late at night. So the group is the way to get me instantly or as close to instantly as you can. But if it's a more detailed thing or it's private, then feel free to email me, support@themenopauseproject.com. If you have not yet filled out the initial feedback form, which was in at the end of week 2 for the current challenges, please go back and do that. It's really important information for me to understand how to best support you. And it's done in a way that you literally just fill it out in a form, super simple. I get notified of it via email, so then you can raise any issues that you want confidentially and I can come back to you directly. Thank you, Sinead. I'm always positive. Someone said to me the other day, God, how are you like that? And I was like, I've had no sleep and my back hurts and I can't bend over. And they were like, man, you'd never know. Once I start talking, I'm just like, let's go. We're all good. And if you didn't see on Instagram or in the group, I used a mindset hack to fix my back. And no joke, my back is better, like better. So here was the hack. I said, my back doesn't hurt. It's not sore. It's fine. Now, it was not fine. It's still not fine. It's actually, I have some dysfunction going on in my SIJ, which is in kind of your hips. But I said it does not hurt. And when I'm training, a pain register of 4 out of 10 is fine. It doesn't mean I'm broken. It doesn't mean I'm making anything worse. It's fine. And literally within 2 days, my back was better. And I'm talking prior to that, I'd had 3 weeks of such excruciating agony I couldn't get my undies on without sitting on my bed. So it worked. So then I've been doing it for chocolate and it works. So prior to me doing it for chocolate, I was craving chocolate every single day, and a crunchy bunny at Easter time is my all-time like favorite kryptonite food. I've been telling myself, yuck, I don't like chocolate, and I have not craved it. And it's been 10 days, maybe. So I don't know. Maybe there's something in the mindset stuff. I'm trying to tell myself, I am a millionaire, and see if that works. That hasn't worked yet. I'll let you know, Shanae, if it does. I'll take you out for a drink if it does. All right, my lovelies, we are going to end it there. I'm going to go and eat dinner. Please feel free to send me any questions you might have. Shanae, I hope everything went amazing with your daughter's move. And thank you so much, guys, for being part of the Inferno challenge and the greater Inferno community. It really pumps me up when you win. It makes me feel even better than when I have a win. I'm right there beside you, cheering you on, and I can't wait to see what you do in the next 4 weeks. Have an amazing night. See ya.